Hey guys, what's going on? It's Talk Fast TV. We are here with the explosive Turton Luke. So good afternoon.
Morning.
Uh, Obviously you did just before we start. I'm putting this out here that we are doing people not knowing what is happening with Chris Hughton. So I thought I'd put that out here straight away. But how are you feeling going into Wednesday? Because your face yesterday after the game weren't quite happy.
I mean, I don't think anything surprises me anymore. I mean, we had the worst start in 108 years. Chris Hughton then comes out after the game and says that's probably the tallest opposition we're going to face this season. So you're worrying more about the opposition than what we can do. I mean, once a manager starts doing that, you know you're more or less screwed. I don't think he knows the fact that Joe Lolly is better coming in off the right-hand side, straight in and hitting shots. I mean, he scored 2 goals for the under-23s with Andy Reid. Because Andy Reid probably looked at Joe Lolly, thought, all right, you look low on confidence, so we'll raise that, go out and play. I mean, it's no wonder that the under-23s and the under-18s, one, score more goals, but also get more wins than the first team because they play two totally different styles. I mean, yesterday we scored what I thought was a brilliantly worked goal, but then you don't expect them to go on and win the game. We played Cardiff, not Barcelona, and they still managed to score 2 past us. Because at the end of the day, we had 2 shaky fullbacks either side in defence, which then made the centre halves look shaky. We need to get more of a grip on our style. Change the manager because it's getting boring now. We're sticking with the wrong guy for the sake of having so many managers since Brian Clough. Well, that says something about the club in itself.
I think
We hired the wrong
17 managers in 18 years or 15 years, something stuff like that.
Well, I think I worked out that at Karanka, it was 25 managers since Brian Clough. So then, quick maths, that'll be 28 managers now. That's discounting Brazil twice or 3 times and Paul Williams once.
And John Pemberton, he had a game in charge. Double guy.
Ireland.
Yeah.
But to me, right, that says something about the club. We hire the wrong guys consistently for the wrong. We have a squad. We don't think what manager works best for the players we have. We go for, he's got a good record. He's got 2 top 6 finishes in the championship and 2 promotions. He must be good. We go on and watch all these YouTube videos of players. And how do they play? Do they fit the system? Then we just go out and just get a random manager without actually scouting him, looking at him and his playing style. It's ridiculous.
How do you feel about Wednesday night? I mean, you kind of just summed it up about Wednesday night game already. Like, you're not looking forward to it.
Wednesday, I mean, that all depends on what happens in the next 2 days. If you're still in charge, then, I mean, everyone's going on about, it'll be a different type of game against Middlesbrough. No, it won't. It'll be exactly the same. It's Neil Warnock. Neil Warnock and Mick McCarthy are exactly the same. They put balls into the box and hit shots. And we evidently, even with Jed Spence and Max Lowe, can't defend. So being hell bent on then playing a defensive style is weird.
Would you did you like Forest playing 4-4-2? Would you do 4-4-2 again on Wednesday?
Well, it wasn't really 4-4-2. It was still 4-2-3-1 because Graben was in the hole. It wasn't out and out 4-4-2 where both of them were side by side. One dropped behind the other for most of the game, even when we were attacking. We weren't having blistering pace down the wings and pinging balls into two strikers. I mean, the only way Graben got to that ball for his goal was because he was playing deeper.
Yeah,
he ran onto it, basically charged onto it and banged it.
Really good goal that was.
It was. But the thing is, that's what makes it so frustrating. We can do that sort of play. But we, as Colin Frey alluded to, Chris Hughton, do you want more of that? I mean, you listen to Chris Hughton after the game, and he just makes you more and more angry. It's like, he has to be confident that he's going to get it right. You don't have to be confident at all. You can come out and say, it's not working, but we're going to try something different.
Yeah.
Being confident that your style is going to work, to me, is just like, well, I'm a stubborn idiot and I'm not going to change. And that's pathetic. It's not working. You've tried it for 48 games now. I don't care whether it's 5 games, 6 games at the start of the season. He's had 48 games. And to be honest, he's got the lowest win percentage now, probably level with McLeish.
And he didn't last long.
It's diabolical.
Obviously as well with what would your score will be on Wednesday?
Well, before we get to the score, we've got to take into account that Jed Spence can't play on Wednesday.
So that means Finn back comes right back in.
So what we're basically saying is we've got a keeper that's under low confidence. You've got a young right back that's being thrust back in again. You've got two centre halves that are made to look shaky because we're playing too defensively. You've got an okay left back going forward. Going back, I still think it leaves a lot to be desired. Then, I mean, Yates and Garner, you know what you're going to get. Yates is going to be Yates. He's going to throw himself around the pitch and just kind of be Ryan Yates. I mean, James Garner, for the 2 games I've seen so far, has been disappointing. I mean, he's not the James Garner that we had last season, and I think that's pressure. Zinkernagel had his worst game yesterday. Can we just mention how first half, especially, the space in front of the Bridgeford end near Y2, how much of a gap there was that side of the pitch?
I know, empty.
Put a player in there, ping the ball out to him. He's got acres of space. But again, that's the thing going back all the way to, I'd say, Billy Davis. We have not once addressed that player where we have 2 players stuck to the touchline and spread the game out. It's always so narrow, compact, and utterly boring. I mean, The other side, Brennan Johnson. I mean, Johnson and Lowe look like they've got a decent understanding together. So, I mean, you don't change that.
I think George Arby said yesterday, he put in a tweet saying down to like 100 miles per hour.
Well, the two young players, which to me, we've got the best young play. I'd say the best young squad in the league. We're no means as bad as the table says we are. It's just we aren't playing to the strengths of the squad. I mean, you could put Alex Myton out wide and get balls played down the channel in front of him, and he'd be lethal.
Mm.
If you play balls with his back to goal, he's going to hold the player off, rotate round, and then pelt forward, at which point he's lost the ball. Lyle Taylor, he can be a decent striker if you actually play to his strengths. Lewis Grabban, decent striker if you play to his strengths, which is basically put it on a plate through in front of goal. Carvalho is something because he was something when he first came.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the fans fell in love with him.
Mm.
But it's no mean shakes that he is now not the player he was, because for the past 1, 2, 3 managers, we've played the wrong way. If you get João Carvalho pinging balls through along the floor to somebody like I don't know, Zonde Silva, for example, with pace, again, that can be lethal. But we have no spark. We have no identity. There's no life within us. We're just so turgid, boring, defensive, meaningless, lifeless. I mean, I've never been so bored in my life as yesterday. I turned to my dad at half time when we were 1-0 up, and all I said was, we'll lose this 2-1. It was predictable. If you got somebody in like Ruben Colville that did come on and scored twice, I mean, he's not the biggest guy in the world. For all Chris Hughton went on about, oh, they're the biggest side. This smallest guy came on and scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
So, do we now have a problem with looking at the heights of the opposition and forgetting that not everybody is Kiefer Moore's standard of height? I mean, Kiefer Moore came on, and I mean, him and James Collins did absolutely naff all. It was the flipping small guys that were doing the work because we were too busy occupied with the other guys. Like I said, we can be stressing about their 2 centre backs and the forward players as much as you like. You've got to deal with everybody on the field. And if you keep scoring 1 goal and then sitting back on it for the rest of the game, I mean, what did we do after we scored?
No, that.
That says all. We are a championship side that gets 25,000 fans into the ground with 2,000 away fans, let's say. And we can't even go for more than 1 goal. I mean, I'm scared to play Blackpool.
Yeah.
I know that's a few games away and we'll probably change manager, but you look at what Neil Critchley has done at Blackpool. And I watched Lee Charles's video from when they played Fulham. They were all over Fulham. And this is a team that's come out of League One, or they were a team that's dropped out of the Premier League. Yet us, they're a team that are in the Championship for what seems like near on forever. Can't even get themselves up for a game against Cardiff. It's embarrassing.
Done set. So going off back on all that, I mean, what would the scoreline be?
2-1. 2-1
2-1.
Boro.
2-1
I mean,
seems my favourite score this season.
well, let's face it. 2-1 against Coventry. Bournemouth was, that was 2-0, wasn't it? Did we score?
2-1. Yeah, McKenna scored.
Okay, it's 2-1. Blackburn was 2-1. Stoke was 1-0. So that was the anomaly. That was 2-1 yesterday. It's only been 5 league games, hasn't it?
Yeah, not been that many.
Like I forgot one. Oh no, Derby, that was 1-1.
Yeah.
So we've had 4 2-1s, a 1-1, and a 1-0 defeat. I mean,
Yeah.
we've conceded in every game. Does that not say something about the fact that defending isn't our strong point?
Mm.
Just bloody well attack. Go out and entertain. Football is supposed to be an entertainment first, and then fuck off with your business. I've held it in for that long. I had to swear. I apologise, but
Your exclusive Turton name coming out now.
but you can't run football sports like a proper business and then just forget about entertaining as well. The best sides do it where you don't have to worry about X, Y, Z balancing the books because the fans don't care about that. All they care about is being entertained and, all right, if you lose 4-3, you lose 4-3. At least it's entertaining. I'd much rather get smashed 4-3 and not know what the result's going to be from week to week than being as predictable. Oh yeah, we're going to score, then sit back and get a 2-1 defeat. I mean, it's utterly predictable and boring. And Chris Hughton, if he wants to stay in management, needs to take a good hard look at himself in the mirror because this just isn't acceptable. You're basically, one, boring your fans senseless. Your team looked like they looked like they were dead by the time they came off. I mean, I was looking at Joe Worrell and Bruce Samba and thinking, you two look like you've just been in a boxing match. I don't think they're enjoying it either. And all these people going, oh yeah, but we chucked a load of players together. It's 10 players in again, and the board needs to go. They need to have a good look at themselves. Like, it's not that deep. You just need to change the guy that's arranging the players into a tactic. The players aren't that bad if you play them in the right system. People need to wake up. Chris Hughton is not what he was. At Newcastle, he did exactly the same thing. The only reason it worked was because they had fucking Andy Carroll up front. And he was massive. Andy Carroll looping balls up from their keeper, Steve Harper, or Krul. It worked. It's not going to work with Lyle Taylor and Lewis Grabban because they ain't no Andy Carroll. And before anybody says anything, I do want Andy Carroll in our squad. That's not the answer.
I might put a poll out now. So I'd like to say thank you for explosive Turton for coming on.
No worries. I needed this rant. It's like therapy coming on the channel.
Yeah. So I'd like to say thank you for watching, guys.